Bienvenidos! Welcome guys to my channel. Really quick before we get started, don't forget to pick up your Spain on a Fork t-shirt. That way, when you're making these recipes, you can look and feel fabulous. You will find all this merchandise for sale below this video. Anyways, today we have such a great episode. We're making 5 Spanish dishes for college kids on a budget. Now, as you guys can see, the title says college kids, but in reality, this is for everybody that loves Spanish food. All these recipes are super easy to make, done in 30 minutes or less, and use simple and humble ingredients you can find at any grocery store around the world. Now, speaking of ingredients, the most expensive ingredient here is the extra virgin Spanish olive oil, essential in Spanish cooking. You guys can buy Spanish olive oil at any market. Go to Walmart, Target, Trader Joe's. A lot of times they have it on sale. You can pick up a liter for like $5 or $7. Hey, that's not that bad, and a little goes a long way. All right, guys, enough of me blabbing. Let's dive right in. For the first dish, we're making a classic Spanish tortilla de patatas. This is such an incredible dish made with just extra virgin olive oil, potatoes, and eggs. Now, traditionally, the potatoes are fried in extra virgin olive oil. In this version, we're gonna boil the potatoes. That way we use less oil. I like to cut the potatoes into small pieces. Then I'm gonna add them into a saucepan. Fill it with water to about ½ inch above the potatoes and heat it with a high heat. While our potatoes are boiling, I'm gonna crack 6 eggs into a large bowl. Season them with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And mix it together until it's well combined. After boiling the potatoes between 16 to 18 minutes, you don't want them to be fully cooked through where they fall apart. You know, you just get in there with a spoon, pierce it with a toothpick. If it goes in easily with a little bit of resistance, perfect texture, you kind of want them al dente. Let's go ahead and drain this. Make sure you shake off any of the excess water in the potatoes. Add them into the bowl with the eggs. And season the potatoes generously with sea salt. And mix this all together until it's perfectly combined. Now I'm gonna grab a non-stick frying pan. Very important to use a non-stick frying pan. Heat it with a low-medium heat and add in a generous tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. After heating the olive oil for about 1 minute, I'm gonna add our egg and potato mixture in there and mix it around. That way everything's evenly distributed. After about 3 minutes, you want to get in there with a spatula and run it through the outer edges of the pan. This is just to ensure that that tortilla does not stick to the pan. And you can always give the pan a quick shake once in a while to ensure that the tortilla is not sticking. 6 minutes after adding our egg and potato mixture into the pan, it's time to flip the tortilla to cook the other side. Grab a plate that's bigger than the pan, slide it on top, and flip it. And then slide the uncooked part back into the pan. Now using a spatula, push down on the tortilla. That way everything's evenly divided. And using the back of that spatula, run it through the outer edges of the tortilla. This is gonna give it that classic rounded edge. 4 to 5 minutes after flipping the tortilla, this is ready to go. Let's go ahead and remove it from the heat and slide it into a serving dish. Seriously guys, this is one of my favorite dishes from the Spanish kitchen. Minimal ingredients, so good. You know, the difference here between the traditional one and this one is that we boil the potatoes instead of fried them. Why? Because it makes it a lot healthier and use a lot less extra virgin olive oil, making it a lot cheaper. You guys can serve this for breakfast, for lunch, or even for dinner. For our second dish, we have a beautiful Spanish chickpea salad with tuna and eggs. Seriously guys, this is such an incredible salad, loaded with protein, fiber, and the flavors are out of this world, and it comes together within minutes using cheap ingredients. We're gonna begin by grabbing 1 jar of chickpeas, give it a quick shake, that way when you take them out, they easily come out. Drain it into a sieve, and rinse the chickpeas under some cold running water. Once the chickpeas are well drained, add them into a large bowl. We'll grab half of a small onion and finely dice it. Add it into the bowl with the chickpeas. We'll grab 1 tomato and roughly dice it. And again, add it into the bowl with the chickpeas and the onions. Next, I'm gonna add 1 tin of Spanish tuna. Drain the oil before you add it. Pour in a generous tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. And season everything with sea salt, freshly cracked black pepper, and about 1 tablespoon of freshly chopped parsley. You can substitute that for 1 teaspoon of dried parsley. And mix this all together until it's well combined. Once everything's well mixed, I'm going to transfer the salad into a shallow bowl. I'm going to add 1 hard-boiled egg I cut into 4 quarters. And season the eggs with a little sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. Look how easy it was to put this salad together and how beautiful it came out. Again, guys, loaded with fiber, loaded with protein, and the flavors are out of this world. This salad packs a big punch of Spanish flavors because it's very healthy and very affordable to put together. For our third dish, we're making a classic tortilla de queso. This is basically an omelet with cheese. Very popular here in Spain, especially in the province of Castellón where I live. So many great flavors, so easy to make, and so affordable. I'm gonna crack 3 eggs into a large bowl. Season them with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And mix it together until it's well combined. Now I'm gonna grab a non-stick frying pan and heat it with a medium heat. Very important to use a non-stick frying pan, that way the eggs don't stick on there. And I'm gonna drizzle in a generous tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. After heating the olive oil for 2 minutes, I'm gonna add the egg mixture into the pan. And using a spatula, I'm gonna push the omelet towards the middle and bring in the rest of the eggs down there. This is just so everything cooks evenly. And make sure you run your spatula through the outer edges of the pan so that omelet doesn't stick to the pan. 2 minutes after adding the egg mixture into the pan, I'm gonna add in a couple slices of cheese. This is just a typical regular white cheese, very mild in flavor, but it melts easily. Then I'm gonna fold the omelet over the cheese. And again, move it around, making sure that it's not sticking to the pan. After cooking our omelet closed up for about a minute, I'm gonna flip it to cook the other side just to make sure that all the egg mixture is completely cooked through. After a total cooking time of about 4 to 5 minutes since I added the egg mixture into the pan, this omelet is ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it into a serving dish. Add a couple slices of tomato to the plate. Season them with sea salt and some freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll garnish the tomatoes with some fresh parsley for a pop of color. Guys, this is such an incredible dish, loaded with so many flavors, so easy. In fact, out of all the recipes we're making today, this is the easiest, most affordable one. Guys, you're gonna absolutely love this. Make sure you serve this next to a crusty baguette. It's gonna be out of this world good. For our fourth dish to prepare, we are making a beautiful Spanish pasta with tuna and tomatoes. This is such an insanely delicious pasta, so easy to make and very affordable. I'm gonna begin by grabbing a saucepan and adding in 5 cups of cold water in there. Season the water with sea salt and heat it with a high heat. While we have our water heating up, I'm gonna grab a fry pan, heat it with a medium heat, and add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. After heating the olive oil for 2 minutes, I'm gonna add in half of an onion that I finely diced and 2 cloves of garlic that I finely minced, and mix them around with the extra virgin olive oil. And you wanna mix this continuously, that way that garlic doesn't burn. 2 minutes after adding the onions and the garlic, and the onions are nice and translucent, I'm gonna add in a generous half teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, and give it a quick mix. You want to do this pretty quickly, that way that paprika doesn't get a bitter flavor. Guys, you have to use this spice in this dish. It's what gives it such a beautiful Spanish flavor. Once it's well mixed, I'm gonna add in 2 15-ounce cans of diced tomatoes. Then season everything with sea salt, freshly cracked black pepper, and a pinch of white sugar to cut the acid from the tomatoes. And mix this all together until it's well combined. While our tomato sauce is simmering, our water has begun to boil. I am using penny pasta in this recipe, but you can use whatever type of pasta that you like. I like to measure out 1 cup per person, so I'm gonna add 2 cups of penny pasta into the boiling water. And you wanna make sure that you cook your pasta al dente. It's so important. Check the instructions on your package. On mine, it's between 9 to 10 minutes. While our tomato sauce is simmering and our pasta noodles are cooking, I'm gonna grab 2 tins of tuna and add them into a sieve with a bowl underneath to get rid of any of that excess oil. After cooking our pasta noodles for exactly 9 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and remove it from the heat and drain the noodles. And make sure that you shake off any of the excess water. Now let's start putting our dish together. I'm gonna turn off the heat in the tomato sauce. Add the pasta in there. And the 2 drained tins of tuna. And mix this all together until it's perfectly combined. Seriously guys, this pasta is insanely delicious, loaded with so many flavors, loaded with protein, and done in 30 minutes. Very affordable and so easy to put together. You know, this recipe serves 2 people. If you're one person alone, just make yourself a batch of it, eat 1 serving today, save the next for tomorrow. It doesn't get any easier or better than this. For the last dish, we're making a Spanish chickpea and spinach stew. Guys, this is such an incredible stew, loaded with so many flavors, so easy to make, and comes together in under 20 minutes. We're gonna begin by finely mincing 3 cloves of garlic, finely dicing half of a small onion, and reserving 2 cups of tightly packed bag spinach. I love to use bag spinach just because it's already clean and it's very inexpensive. Now we'll grab a saucepan, heat it with a medium heat, and add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. After heating the oil for about 2 minutes, I'm gonna add in the diced onions and the minced garlic. And mix them around with the extra virgin olive oil. You wanna mix this continuously, that way that garlic doesn't burn. 2 minutes after adding the garlic and the onions into the pan, and those onions are nice and translucent, I'm gonna add in half a teaspoon of cumin powder and a generous half teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika. And mix this all together. You wanna do this pretty quickly, that way that paprika doesn't get a bitter flavor to it. Then I'm gonna grab a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes and add it in there. Season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And mix it all together until it's well combined. Once the tomatoes come to a boil, I'm gonna add our 2 cups of spinach in there and place a lid on the pan. 2 minutes after adding the lid, I'm gonna remove it. Add 1 cup of cooked chickpeas. Again, this is like the other recipe. These are jarred and they've been rinsed clean. Season the chickpeas with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. Mix this all together until it's well combined. We'll add in a 1/4 cup of vegetable broth. Give it a quick mix and place a lid on the pan. We're gonna simmer this for about 5 minutes and this will be ready to go. We've been simmering this beautiful stew between 4 to 5 minutes. This is ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this from the heat and transfer it into a bowl. And again, guys, how easy was it to put this stew together? Let me tell you, the flavors here between that cumin and that sweet smoked Spanish paprika are insanely delicious. This is gonna be one of the best stews you will ever taste. Minimal ingredients, super healthy, done in under 20 minutes. We have just created 5 beautiful Spanish dishes loaded with so many flavors, so easy to make, and they're all done within 30 minutes or less. Guys, I hope you incorporate this food into your diet. So good, so affordable. Really quick before I go, I'd like to give out a quick shout out to one of my patrons, Lawrence Bourbon. Again, Lawrence, thank you so much for all your support. I truly appreciate you. For the rest of you who want to support Spain on a Fork through Patreon, help with the ingredients to continue making videos like this, you guys will find that link in the description box below. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.